In front of a fever pitch atmosphere as fans returned to Le Mans, Enea Bastianini profited while others were wasteful as the Gresini racing man made it 3 wins from 7 in 2022. It proved a memorable day out too for both Jack Miller and Aleix Espargaro as they both stood on the podium and enjoyed a shoey between them. It was a race chock full of incidents and talking points, and with everything that happened on track you may not have caught all of the action, so these are your other battles from the Shark Grand Prix of France. Johann Zarco endured a tough start to proceedings. A poor launch from the line was punished as a number of riders bolted ahead of him from the rows behind, including Taka Nakagami. The Japanese rider pushed himself up the standings before losing out to both Fabio Quartararo and Marc Marquez after an aggressive but fair move from the Repsol Honda rider at Recordamont at the end of the opening lap. Moments after, Zarco attempted to get the better of his compatriot Quartararo, but it was to no avail. The Frenchman then switched his focus to Nakagami, eventually getting by the LCR Honda rider on lap 9 at the turn 3 chicane. Having hung on the trail of Marquez for the best part of 8 laps, Zarco took advantage of a wobble from the 8-time world champion to move to within striking distance. He eventually made his move into the top 6 on lap 17 at La Chapelle. Factory Ducati counterpart Pecco Bagnaia's unfortunate crash then saw him claim a top 5 place at his home Grand Prix. Elsewhere, Brad Binder launched from P18, but a good start which included this lap 1 overtake on Marco Bezzecchi saw him move up the standings and get involved in a mid-pack battle with Miguel Oliveira, Paul Espargaro, Luca Marini and Maverick Vinales. During the early stages, the factory KTM rider was at the front of this group, despite having his wings clipped by Zarco's GP22 at the beginning of lap 2, while the South African also got up close and personal with Paul Espargaro amid the opening exchanges. Later on, Binder ran it wide at Garage Vert, allowing Oliveira to sneak up the inside of his teammates. Binder did manage to peg him back, meaning Repsol Honda Espargaro could have a go at moving by the Portuguese rider's RC16. The number 44 had a couple bites of the cherry, and despite twice getting ahead of the KTM rider, he couldn't hold on to the lead on either occasion, with this turn 8 mistake seeing him run onto the green and cough up 8th place to his rival. However, Oliveira's hopes of a top 10 finish were dashed after he went down on the uphill left-hander into the Dunlop chicane. That crash also cost Espargaro some crucial positions, with Marini and Vinales getting through on him after being forced wide. Overall, it was a tough day out for KTM, with Tech 3 rookies Remy Gardner and Raul Fernandez also failing to see the checkered flag. The Austrian marque's sole consolation was wingless wonder Binder winning the mid-pack battle as he took a top 8 finish. The other top 10 places went the way of Marini, his first of the season, and Vinales, with the two capitalising on Espargaro's misfortune during the latter stages of the race. The RC213V crossed the line in 11th. It was a truly memorable weekend in France, with over 110,000 spectators treated to a spectacle as the 2022 MotoGP Championship had another twist in the tail. Next up on the calendar is a visit to the rolling Tuscan hills and Mugello for the Grand Prix of Italy. Make sure you join us then.